Live from beautiful Ohio, it's the OK Boomer podcast, featuring siblings, the real Jean and Laura.
Hi, I'm Jean.
And I'm Laura.
And we are here to encourage all you boomers, millennials, really everyone to be happily okay. Laura, are you ready for As the World Turns?
As the World Turns. That used to be a good soap opera in the day, sponsored by Geritol. Sure I am.
Great. I thought of a new way to start the show, and it's called Post-it Notes to Myself. Because I write things down when things about the podcast occur to me. I write them down on Post-it notes, either on my computer or real ones. So you ready to hear a few?
I am very much ready. Do tell.
First of all, we heard from Beth.
Yes.
Who observed that she's now allowed to take naps since we taught her that sleeping is really healthy for you. So now naps are something you really should do.
Right, to wash your brain.
Right, that's what she was saying. It's another chance to wash her brain, which reminded me of that old song from South Pacific. I'm gonna wash that brain right out of my head. I'm gonna wash that brain right out of my head.
Got it. Oh, we're good.
We are good. Now, speaking of laughing, many of us laughed about Laura's incident where she accidentally got into the wrong truck.
It was a little humorous.
But some of you expressed concern, and I have to agree with you. So please be careful when you're out there.
Yes, as a sponsored watch, please do not go into strangers' trucks.
Yes, thank you. And to show, Laura, how really kind of profound and connected we are with our listeners, we heard from a friend in the UK.
Wow, all the way across the pond.
Yes, we'll have to talk more about that at some point. She was listening to the episode where we were talking about changing our bed linens. Do you remember that one?
Yes, oh yes. It's a big job.
She was listening to this while she was ironing her own bed sheets. So she was listening to the podcast doing a chore.
She actually irons her bed. I mean, I get that she was listening to us doing a chore. I see where you're going. But she was ironing her bed sheets.
So I take it you don't always do that?
Ever?
No. Now, I was thinking about that too, and I don't. And I thought, well, my excuse could be we have fleece sheets this time of year.
Well, no, you would never iron that. But take, for example, I think the last time we talked, I was so excited we bought the 1,200 count sheets.
How were they?
Oh, my gosh, they were fantastic. But they came out of the container, and they were a bit wrinkly. Mm-hmm. And I said
creases.
Yeah, tons of creases. And I thought to myself, should I wash these first?
That was your first thought.
That was my first thought. Never occurred to me, the creases. But no, heck, just put them right on. And there you go. They are phenomenal. Wrinkles and all, but the 1,200, go for it.
Soft?
Oh, so soft. Yes. Oh. I'll never go back.
She'll never go back.
Nope.
But we're not going to switch to ironing.
Nope, never.
Onward, Laura. Mm-hmm. How was your week?
You know, I had a pretty good week. I'm at the tail end of a cold, so sorry if I sound a little funky this morning. But we had a Super Bowl party over the weekend for the Super Bowl, obviously.
Which is like a national holiday.
It really is. I can't believe people, everybody takes off the next day, and they were wondering, should they even have school the next day? It's the Super Bowl. It's fun. It starts early anyway.
It is fun.
But I'm going to ask you a little question.
Okay.
So we had the normal party, lots of food, great food. People brought things. Go Chiefs. Not that I was for the Chiefs, but I was. What do you think was the number one beverage people requested?
Oh, that is interesting.
Now, mind you, this was a group of boomers.
Mm-hmm. The number one beverage.
That I thought, are we going to run out? Do we need to run out and get more of this?
And it wasn't beer. I guess I'll guess beer.
Nope, it was not beer. It was water.
Oh, wow.
Yes. The boomers know how to party.
Yes.
So, yeah. So that was fun. And I had my basic week of showing how. I tell you what I did do this past week. Have you ever collected in magazines? I still buy magazines.
I was going to ask. That was a question. Once again, I was thinking of asking you that. Do you still buy? I really was.
These sister brains.
Do you really buy magazines?
I do. There's nothing like curling up in bed and holding that magazine. Now, what pops out of magazines?
Cards.
Kind of. Perfume samples.
Oh.
So I have a little basket that I collect all these perfume samples. And I had so much fun last week. Every day I would try a different one. And you rub them on your palms and then you just throw it away.
What? Didn't you have a super time? I like that. I forgot about that. You do get perfume samples in
It's so
magazines.
much fun. The problem is I can't remember which ones I like. At the end of the day, I'm like, oh, that was a good scent, and I don't want to go through the trash looking for the name.
No,
but it's
a
fun little thing you can do for
that
yourself.
you don't get with digital magazines.
And you don't at all. So other than grocery shopping, which of course is a very fun activity for the two of us, have you ever, this just happened to me last week,
Yes.
Have you ever run into somebody at the store, obviously you do, that you haven't seen in maybe, I don't know, 5-6 years, you graduated from high school with them, and you look at them, but you feel like they've aged just horribly.
Oh, how sad.
I know. What do you say?
Did you recognize her?
Barely. When you hear that, oh, Laura, hello.
Well,
and it's that frantic feeling of, I don't know you at all.
Right.
And you sort of piece together, how have you been? Where have you been? And finally they say enough that you maybe know who this person is.
I'm with you.
But sad to say, and they're like, oh, you look great. And then I feel like I have to say, well, so do you. But no offense, she didn't. I'm
Has
so
she been
sorry
ill?
if you're listening. I don't know. Anyway, and that's my little boomer question of the day. How do you politely act like, oh, you look good too, but sorry. I know that sounds really mean, but
It doesn't. I think that would shock you.
it was a little shocking.
Oh,
Or
that-
maybe I just have to realize I'm at that age.
No, you
maybe
look-
people are saying the same thing about me.
I don't think so. So
Anyway.
that was your week.
That was my big week. And you?
I had my usual relaxing week. In fact, we could just tape that, hopefully, and I could just say that. You could just play it. Just insert it. We'll tell Pat. Just
Yes.
insert this in
Right.
to every podcast. And believe me, I am very, very thankful for that. I don't take that for granted. I'm very thankful for that. But I want to talk about our big topic,
Yes,
which
what
is
is the big
going to
topic?
be a rough
How
topic.
rough could it be?
Well, we're talking about dogs, aren't we?
Favorite subject, yes.
It is. And here's a quote. I like this. See what you think, if you like this. I don't care what anyone thinks about me except dogs. I want dogs to like me.
That's a great quote. You do. I even want the neighbors' dogs to like me. I want all dogs to like me.
Right. It really feels good when they smile and their bright eyes and they're
And they come up to
prancing
you
a
all
little
happy.
bit. Yes. So I put this to our friends on Facebook and asked for if they would be willing to share stories about their own dogs. I was going to say about the dogs they own, but really dogs and people own each other, don't they?
They do. They do.
And I think you'll see, I'm going to share some of these now, that there are so many things in common about them.
Right.
So get ready. If you hear some papers rustling, it's because I printed out the stories and I want to be able to recount them accurately. So I have
Very
rustly
good.
paper.
Yes.
All right.
Rustle away.
Patricia sent a darling photo of what looks to be, to me, a black schnauzer.
Aw.
And she said, this was Buddy. He was a foster dog who I had the privilege to foster for over a year before he crossed the Rainbow Bridge. He was a true gentleman. He brought joy into our homes and unconditional love. And here's what he liked. He liked going for walks, rides, and band concerts on the square.
Did he?
He did. I like
So
the
sweet.
concerts part. If more people open their hearts to foster or adopt, we would all be so much happier. Gotta agree with that.
I have to, and I honestly never thought about fostering dogs.
Would that be hard?
I feel like it would be, and then I would just love them. And are these older dogs, maybe?
I suppose. So
But they need a good home, so
something to
that
think
was
about.
very nice,
Something
Patricia.
to think about. Then we heard from Stephanie, who has Olivia the Sheltie.
Cute name.
Very cute. And Olivia was very cute. I've actually met Olivia. Stephanie says, I think if I critically assess what I love about dogs, it boils down to their unwavering sense of love and devotion, for sure. Her dog Olivia always made her feel loved, even for the simplest of gestures. So Olivia was the first dog she ever fostered. Olivia came from a hoarding situation.
Oh, dear.
And because of that, she was really terrified of everything. It took a lot of time and effort, but she eventually became a wonderful companion. And she shared a picture with me, so I'll try to post it on social media. I'm a boomer, but I'll do my best to share it.
Try.
Where Olivia had not been able to really get close to humans because of her hoarding situation. So one day, Stephanie was asleep on a couch. Her husband noticed that since Stephanie was lying there all cuddled up asleep, Olivia had decided that it would be okay to get closer to Stephanie. So luckily her husband was there to take this great shot of Olivia, who had not at all come close to them, cuddling up with Stephanie, that she finally felt secure.
But she only felt secure once Stephanie was asleep.
Apparently, right.
Wow.
Stephanie says, to see an animal want so desperately to be close, but so afraid that she had to wait until I was asleep. I mean, that really is touching. I feel that whatever time, money, and effort a dog takes, it's more than repaid with the love they give.
That is very touching.
For sure. Yes. And then here's another cute picture, which I'll try to post up. The Christmas picture that Chris and Brittany shared with me shows their little girl. It's their official Christmas photo. Their little girl's all decked out in a gorgeous little Christmas dress in front of the Christmas tree. And on either side of her are a pit bull sitting there perfectly. And this is what Chris and Brittany had to say. Both of those dogs are rescues. Pit bulls carry a terrible misconception. Bagger was running stray for over a week before they could catch him.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah. Giada was dumped in a shopping cart with 2 siblings, and now they are both the absolute best with our daughter.
So really, that's a misconception that pit bulls are dangerous, but
those 2 pit bulls look fantastic. They're adorable. That's great. I'm still leery. Sorry.
yes, but the picture's adorable.
So we've had a Schnauzer, a Sheltie, pit bulls, and now we're going to finish with Carmel the Lab.
Oh, cute name.
Carmel the Lab. And this is sad. This is actually a tribute. This is from Julie, who raises lab puppies. Every year she raises one, what do you call them? Batch? I don't know. Not a batch.
I think there's a better dog term.
Right.
Litter?
She's not
Is it a litter of puppies?
a litter, I guess.
Oh, continue.
She's not, a breeder. She's really a doggy godmother, I would say, because these little puppies are raised at home, in her kitchen, with lots of love. So Carmel was one of the first ones from her litter. It was going to be her son's dog, but she ended up bonding with Julie. Carmel followed her everywhere, from gardening to sewing. She's had many dogs, but Carmel was the most loving, protective, and faithful dog. And she even protected Julie until the end, when they were waiting in the vet's office to go see the vet for the final goodbye.
Aww.
Poor Carmel was worried that another dog was maybe getting too close, and Carmel growled because he was taking care of his mom, wasn't he?
Very protective.
So, what really stands out to you? What feeling stands out to you from these stories?
These are just such touching stories, and thank you, everyone. We couldn't read them all, but thank you for sending in your stories. We appreciate that. And I must say, I just keep picturing these big dog eyes with their unconditional love. They just love you no matter what.
I agree. It is the love, because even in this little collection of stories, we had some big dogs, some little dogs, some rescue dogs, some bred dogs, batches.
Yeah, batches
But
of
the
dogs.
thing is that joins them is the unconditional love, and that's why we love dogs. But I want to say, if you're not a dog person, that I'm sure you experience the same feelings with your chosen the pet who owns you. Whatever pet owns you, I'm sure you're joined together too.
And they do own you. We had a golden retriever, and bless her little heart, Cassie, we owned her for years. I would keep her outside. She was just horrible. She was just way too lively, way too rambunctious. So we kept her outside, and she pawed at the back door 24/7, it seemed, to get in, and we just wouldn't let her because she was so crazy. It didn't matter. She still wanted to love us. In fact,
Interesting. So
we tried to find her a different home. She just wasn't working for us. And we found a family. They got her. And I hate to say it, we were so happy that we no longer had to deal with this crazy dog. Well, no shorter than 24 hours later, I get a phone call that said, we just don't think it's going to work out with this new dog, Cassie. And I'm thinking, oh, come on, surely it'll work. And I said, maybe you want to give it at least a week. Maybe in a week you can bring her back, blah, blah. And she said, well, we're in your driveway.
And we're in your driveway.
And little Cassie trotted back and still loved us, unconditionally loved us, even though we got rid of her. Well, the years went by, and then we realized she got struck by lightning from her invisible dog collar. I mean, charred into her skin. I felt badly, took her to the doctor. Yes, she was probably hit by lightning. Well, shortly after that, she started making lines with her stuffed animal toys.
This is amazing.
In our living room.
This is amazing.
Incredible patterns and lines and designs and very symmetrical. So we figured it was because she got struck by lightning. It did something to her brain. And she got very creative with these lines. It was just crazy. I will post some on Instagram.
Do that because it really is interesting.
It's unbelievable. And then we kind of fell in love with her. She got real sweet. She wasn't rambunctious. And she passed away a year ago, sadly. And
it really was a sad day for you.
It
was a very sad day.
I cried buckets. So anyway, that's my little dog story.
Will you ever have another dog, do you think?
I would love to. I think I just want to be a dog grandmother.
Yes.
I love my kids' dogs. I'm losing my voice, but I will keep forging along. I love all my kids' animals and pets, but we travel so much. It's nice to have that freedom, but who knows? Maybe someday.
I agree. Yeah, I agree. We keep saying that Oakley's our dog, that she'll be our last dog, but that'll be hard. But she had, just share a little tidbit about her, sort of the same start. My younger son and I woke up one day and decided we needed a dog. We went right to they still called them the Pound, our local county pound.
Pound.
There was Oakley. I chose her because even though she was, barking and jumping like all the other dogs, when we stopped by to talk to her, she did sit and listen to us. When we went to pay for her or sign her out, the animal control officer said, "Oh, you don't want this dog. She's been returned 3 times. She's going to be put down on Saturday." Well, it was late Thursday afternoon.
Oh,
we took her home. She went through a lot of training. Wonderful. Our best dog. So if you still feel like you want to share more stories with us, we would love to hear them. Or if you have stories about other pets, we may or may not have time for that.
But we love to read them. So
we love to read any
everyone.
pet stories, yes. Now, what if you're not ready to raise a dog or a cat or
Good
something?
question. Sometimes you travel on, it's just too hard.
Yes, or you don't live in a place where you can really have it, or you're just not sure if that you could, with your work
have that
life.
commitment.
That's right. What could you do? How about a house plant?
Oh, that's a fun idea.
How about a house plant? Do you think millennials have houseplants, Laura? Do you think they like that?
I think millennials.
Yeah, let's think about that. Think about your kids. What do you think?
I'm thinking this is something really maybe boomers or like my mom. Our mom used to have houseplants. I don't think millennials would have the time today for houseplants. I'm going to go with a no.
That's what I would go with before I looked into this. That's why I kind of got into the topic, because I thought we would be exploring how we still like houseplants, but millennials don't. Now, I don't know how boomers feel, but from what I've read,
Yes.
we are very wrong.
We're wrong?
Yes.
Hard to believe.
Millennials
Wow.
love houseplants.
Really?
They love them.
I would have missed that on the Jeopardy quiz.
We would have. Whether it's succulents, fiddle leaf figs.
The way you said that, Jean. All right, continue.
Fiddle leaf figs, the elusive variegated monstera.
So elusive.
You can ask these millennial proud plant parents about their collections. They'll gush with such enthusiasm, you'd think they were talking about their...
Like their children.
Yes.
Right. Or their pets or... Really?
Right.
House plants.
They love them and they collect them. And I think one of the big things behind this is social media. So first of all, millennials like that feeling of being able to connect, share photos, learn, trade, discover new plant batches. No. varieties.
Plant batches.
Plant varieties online and mix that in with Instagram. Their plant photos, I've looked through some. Take some time the next time you're on Instagram. The plant photos are gorgeous. Their homes are lush with house plants.
So like people have all their food photos.
Yes.
You're saying plant photos are a thing.
Right, and it helps them connect with other plant
this.
lovers. So in some ways it is like pets. Pets we connect with. Plants help you connect.
So interesting. I will look for that.
Other appealing factors are there's the aura of health and wellness having plants.
Yes.
There's I saw a ratio for how many plants you should have in your own home to promote clean air.
Really? Because they give off oxygen.
Yes, they take in CO2. Right?
And I'm a sub in science.
You are, yes, AP science.
Yeah.
Something like that, photosynthesis, whatever.
Right.
Yes, they're good for you. But how many plants do you have, by the way?
I think about 5 or 6, so that's probably pretty good.
You would think, but in a house your size, you would need 10 times that number. So you need to get on Instagram
like
and
50 to 60?
Yeah, start trading plants.
Where would I put all of them? Wow. So
Yes.
to be a health benefit, I need, about 60 in my house.
Right. Now, obviously, 5, I think it's obvious. Your 5 or 6 plants bring you joy.
Yes. Well, they bring my OH joy. I kill plants. Kill them. He's good with them, though.
What is his favorite plant?
Well, it has to be, and he started it from a mere little baby.
Oh, yes.
I think it was inches tall. He's had it, I think, 12 plus years. It's a cactus, singular cactus, and it is now 9 feet, over 9 feet. We've had to have it professionally replanted a couple of times. Try taking that to the local florist. Luckily, we have a pickup truck. You go driving down the street with this huge cacti waving around.
How big can it get, do you think?
I don't know.
That would be fun to see. So your OH needs an Instagram account for
his cat. We should name it.
You should.
If anybody knows of a good cactus name, let me know.
Well, and plants also, they might assist with immunity, speeding up healing.
How?
I don't really know. They improve our moods. I guess all those things they give off, huh? My mood, I guess.
Oxygen again.
Help us think more creatively. Now, I did hear about one plant that I'm tempted to get. I have no plants right now.
Shame on you.
You really don't.
Yeah.
But I read about a succulent that looks like rocks.
The plant looks like a rock?
That sounded fascinating to me. So
Would that give you joy?
I'll have to take a look at it. It might.
All right.
I'll let you know.
I want my plant to look green and leafy.
That would be what you normally think of with plants. So we need to learn more about plants, and I thank the millennials for getting into this and getting me.
All right. So this is like millennials,
right? They like houseplants.
Yeah.
They like houseplants. Now, Lori, do you still have a voice?
Yes, I think it sounds pretty strong.
Because I want you to talk about an upcoming holiday, and you have some things to share about.
Oh, yes. Valentine's.
Hearts.
I do.
You have a heart story.
Valentine's Day is coming. People have their Valentine wreaths on their door, which I still have my Christmas one, but
What's a Valentine wreath?
don't judge.
No.
It's a wreath. A number of my neighbors have these. They have pretty little wooden hearts on their wreath, and they look very pretty on their front door. Not me. But when our mom passed away, shortly after, the day after, I started seeing hearts, like heavy cardboard hearts. Now, she passed away in October, so it wasn't near Valentine's Day by any means.
Right.
And there was really no reason why these hearts were there.
Where are they? Where is there?
It could be anywhere. My very first one was right when I got back into my car. When I left my car to go to the post office, day after she passed away, I don't think there was anything at my feet. When I came back at my car, right at my front door, was a heart, a beautiful purple heart, and purple was her favorite color. I mean, I keep them. I keep a little box of all these hearts. And since then, I will see hearts. Now, not just you spilled something and it sort of is a heart shape. I mean, actual hearts, cardboard, plastic. They're made out of different things, and they just show up usually when I'm stressed. I feel like she sends me hearts. And now my son is also seeing hearts.
And what did you say? You're sharing photos?
Yes. Yes, so I might put those up too. So anyway, hearts are very special to me.
But it's not like you're walking by a display of candy and you see hearts.
No. These are in very random places that I'll just see where you wouldn't normally expect to see a heart. Like I'll be at a restaurant and all of a sudden there'll just be a heart next to me. It's very odd.
Just this morning when I arrived here to work on this podcast, I believe you found something.
Yes, this morning I was showing my sister, there's a little tiny red plastic heart was on my counter right where we were going to work. So I took a picture of it. I'll probably post that too, but it's very fascinating. I mean, I feel so comforted that I honestly feel like our mom is just watching out for us and she sends me little hearts.
That is really interesting. Maybe I should look more. I don't think she's sending me anything, but...
Sorry.
Hey, Mom.
I don't want to say favorite, but oops.
Go ahead. So happy Valentine's Day, or if you're listening to this after Valentine's Day.
Or before.
We still love you.
Yes.
Yes, we love you.
It's the season.
It is the season. Have you seen the article about the 90-year-old lady who had her first art gallery showing?
Did you say 98?
Yes.
98, and she had her very first art gallery showing. I love this.
So good for you, Boomer. Okay, you are.
She is okay. I just, that always encourages me because then I think, okay, I've got a few years left.
We do. Hopefully
to still
many
be
years
productive.
left. And I hope everyone does. And for sure we have right now.
Yes, you better believe it. Enjoy the moment.
And with that, we are going to say thank you. We hope to be sharing some of these photos and different things we've talked about. And where do we share them? Let's see if we can remember all our sites.
Oh, dear, I didn't write them down. This is going to be tricky. All right, first off, I will be putting photos on Instagram, and we are _Boomer Pod.
Right, _Boomer Pod,
which is also for Twitter.
Twitter is _Boomer Pod. And
Right.
then you and I are each posting as really ourselves right now on Facebook.
Right. And we have okboomerpod.com.
Oh, that's for sure.
And we have all our platforms on wherever you get your podcasts. Apple,
Spotify,
Google.
We do. So let's keep connecting.
Podcast Addicts, I think. I think there's something called Deezer.
There is something called Deezer.
I don't.
We
should know this. We should know this.
We'll look it up.
We'll be better next
time. Help us out, Pat. And many thanks to Pat at Speak Up Talk Radio. She has very interesting podcasts too. So we say hi to Pat, get to know her as well.
Thank you, Pat.
And until next time.
Goodbye from beautiful and warm Ohio these days.
Beautiful Ohio. Not especially healthy Ohio, but...
No. Hopefully the voice will be stronger next time, but thanks for listening. We appreciate it. Bye. And toodaloo.
Be sure to come back to beautiful Ohio and the OK Boomer podcast. To listen to previous episodes or to drop us a line, visit okboomerpod.com.